LSU got a commitment for the class of 2026 yesterday. Havon Finney, 4-star cornerback out of Los Angeles, California. On3 ranks him as the number 2 cornerback in the country. He's 6'2". He's 170 pounds. Had offers from Southern Cal, Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan. But big time player. Depending on the service you look at, he's a top 50 player here. Number 2 corner in the state of California here. He's a big-time prospect no matter how you want to slice it. And I'm not here today to break down the potential in the game and the technical skills of Havon Finney. That's something that we'll learn down the road potentially. We all know that in recruiting, it's not over until it's over, and then it is over, and they come and they transfer out, and you never know. But the point being, he's a really good player at defensive back. He's from California, and he's committed to LSU. And I'm not surprised by that. And I'll tell you why I'm not surprised by that. Because there are very, very few guarantees when you hire coaches. It's usually a crapshoot. But sometimes there are guarantees. And the very second Corey Raymond walked back into that football facility last year, it was a guarantee that LSU was going to get into all of these living rooms. All of them. Because it's what he does. In the NIL world, it's not a guarantee you're going to get them. It wasn't a guarantee you were going to get them in the pre-NIL world. But you've got a guarantee now with that logo on the helmet and that assistant coach coaching that position, you are going to get into these living rooms like he's done for a decade and a half. Sometimes you don't get Pat Surtain, but you were in the final 2. But there were a lot of times you did. And some of them were in-state. Derek Stingley and Christian Fulton and Dante Jackson and Greedy Williams or Davius White. And all that's great. But a lot of times, it was out of state. With Eli Ricks and Jamal Adams and Jacoby Stevens and Rashard Robinson and Kevin Tolliver, Eric Monroe. Now, those guys had varying levels of success. But if you want to go back and look at where they were ranked when they were coming out of high school, these were the elite of the elite in the defensive backfield. Now, Corey did defensive backfield for 4 years. He did just corners for a few after that. But the fact of the matter is that for a run there of 10 years, if there was an elite level defensive back, whether it was in Baton Rouge or Shreveport like Stingley and White, or it was nationwide like Jacoby Stevens or Eli Ricks or Kevin Tolliver, who was the top cornerback in the country, Corey Raymond was getting in that living room. And more often than not, they were coming to LSU. And I'll tell you what else is beyond debate. When he left, that stopped. And now he's back, and it's going to continue. Because he's got that kind of reputation, and LSU's that kind of brand, and DBU is that real. Now, I say all of that understanding that in the NIL world, Havon Finney may never play a snap for LSU. But I walked out there on campus this spring, and DJ Pickett was running around out there. He's here. And Corey Raymond is the reason for that. So this is just one piece to the puzzle here, but it was one that for a couple of years was very much missing. And I'm not here to point fingers and say that he said, she said. I'm just here to tell you that when Corey Raymond was hired back to LSU, it was a huge positive for the program. In the same way that when Corey Raymond left LSU and wasn't brought back, it was a big mistake. But it's been corrected. And now you're going to continue to see this while he's coaching defensive backs. Because he's an awesome recruiter. He's an awesome relationship builder. He's an excellent developer of talent. And there are guys that are cashing monstrous checks all over the place on Sundays that played for him in Baton Rouge. So Havon Finney may be the next All-American Thorpe Award winner first-round pick, because heaven knows we've had a lot of those in the last 15 years. He may never play a snap for LSU. I don't really care about that today. But what I'm telling you is you look at the class LSU just signed with Aiden Anding and DJ Pickett. I mean, it was solid on the defensive backfield. You look at the commitments in this class, go down and get Hall from Carr, and then go out west and grab Havon Finney. Like, you look at the defensive backs that LSU is putting together, specifically at cornerback, this is the way it's going to be. And in this era of football, where everybody's spreading it out and quarterbacks are throwing for 1 billion yards, you got to be able to run and cover. And my contention the last 2 years is that LSU was simply not nearly good enough in coverage. And most of that is talent. You can teach technique, you can drill it, but you got to go get guys that one, are big enough, physical enough, and have the skills and quickness to run with guys, and then the ball skills to make plays on it, and then you work with that. And Havon Finney is right out of the Corey Raymond playbook at 6'2". Some have him listed at 6'3" and 170 pounds. You put him across from DJ Pickett, which, of course, would only happen for potentially 2 years, one after he's a freshman. That's way down the road and probably foolish to even talk about. But these are the type of lengthy, rangy athletes that Corey Raymond seeks out and ultimately lands. Big-time commitment for LSU. We'll see if it pays off in the early signing period coming up in December. But it's just something that's going to continue to happen as long as he's coaching the corners here in Baton Rouge. I'm thrilled he's back. I think you probably should be too. And Havon Finney, a little bit more proof that LSU's got the right guy back there coaching the cornerbacks. Thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.